Manipulation Tactics, episode 18. Do not get attached to the experiment. Do not get attached to an outcome. Because what you need to realize, if you're on episode 18 now, you need to realize that you've been fucking fabricating this whole fucking relationship to gain insight, data, or use. And so when this person or this fucking experiment doesn't do what you want, or they start acting out of character, you've been manipulating shit the whole time to gain insight, data, or utility. So why the fuck do you think that like what you're even experiencing is real? You know what I'm saying? It's like the whole relationship is not even like based upon what you would genuinely do. You know what I'm saying? And they're genuinely doing. And the real truth is, some people, they just live and they experience things and they go through them naturally. And if you're manipulating some shit, you are creating situations. And if you want the best outcome every single fucking time, you are too idealistic and delusional. Because you need to accept the fact that this person's not even dealing with the real you. But you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're a human. You're not going to engineer this shit 100% to a T every single fucking time. As you get better with manipulation and shit, you'll be able to pivot and make it like gain the best out of the situation for where it stands. But either way, this is not a real interaction. This is a fucking experiment where you're trying to gain insight, data. That's why you're forgiving. That's why you're acting like shit is fucking didn't happen. That's why you're fucking, you feel me? That's why you're letting them express themselves even though you disagree. That's why you're not scoffing, gang. Because most of the time, like in my goddamn, not perspective, but my like life and the situations that I'm manipulating, if I wasn't manipulating this situation, I would just be like, yeah, fuck you. Or just walk away or just do some rude ass shit. Because that's just like the type of person I am. So it's like if you are manipulating some shit and you want it to go exactly, or it's going good and then it doesn't go exactly how you thought, or it's fucking, you're so attached to it being this way or gaining this use out of somebody forever, gang, it's not like, you can't be attached to that shit because it's not even real what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you gave them all this leeway and shit that they thought this of you, they had this perception of you where maybe you're a forgiving person, where maybe you're this, where maybe you're that. And then one day they decided to act within those fucking like guidelines of you that you gave them, pretty much, right? And I use this example a lot. I just use it in the other video I record in the car with my rekindling with my old family type shit, right? I'm manipulating this situation so I can gain insight because I don't fucking know these people, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm letting them express freely so I can see their real opinions. I'm letting them fucking talk about like whatever without scoffing, even though I highly disagree. Shit like that, right? And then one day they explode on me. You know what I'm saying? And I find out their real character. And pretty much you also can manipulate to put people in situations where you test their character, right? This was that. They blew up. I saw the real character, how they truly felt about me. And I can't even be upset at that, because if y'all knew who I really was and I really was reacting genuinely in fucking all these situations where I disagreed or y'all said some egregious shit, or then y'all would have known early on, and this relationship would have ended shorter. This relationship would have never even been that long. You feel me? So when it turns into some shit where I'm no longer benefiting off these people and I'm no longer gaining data or insight, I have to be happy with what I got from that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like you can't just do that shit forever, bro. Because if you're manipulating forever, you're a fucking psychopath, bro. Like, if you're manipulating one relationship forever, you might be a narcissist or a psychopath or some shit. And some people would say, like, this shit is narcissistic or sociopathic or some shit. But realistically, when you're socializing, you need to be moving a certain way, bro. So you don't just be at the fucking whims of whatever people want to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, bro, genuine connections and shit, exception. Because you should not be doing that. You should be reacting genuinely. You should be speaking genuinely. You know what I'm saying? Like how sometimes if you're manipulating a situation, you withhold certain shit that you would say. Like, you limit the exposure of you so you can get more exposure after the other person. Why would you say some shit that they completely disagree with if you're trying to extend the fucking shelf life of this shit, and you're trying to extend the means of use and extend the fucking amount of data you get? You know what I'm saying? You're just letting them be them freely, even because you want something You feel me? So when at some point they act on the character that you showed, which was appear to be understanding and forgiving and shit, and they might think you're a pushover or some shit, just take what the fuck you got and let that shit go. Cause if you try to manipulate them back to come back, gang, now you're just on some bitch ass shit. Like, I'm saying, like the shit with my people. Like, if I actually genuinely don't give a fuck about that relationship, and that's the only shit you should manipulate, is if you actually don't care if you have it or not, for real. And so if I try to manipulate them to come back, like, yo, like, I thought about what y'all said and y'all was right, like what the gang, you're not even manipulating no more. You're really just like being a hoe, for real. You're just accepting less. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you already were showing this character of you that was not you, and then they did some shit that you genuinely don't fuck with, and then now you're about to go and fake it to gain use again. Like, you're getting manipulated, if anything, now. And now the power's really in their hand, and the whole point of this shit is for leverage and fucking, you know what I'm saying? That's not leverage if you go and crawl back using manipulation. And I don't even, that might be sociopathic, just so you can get in and gain more insight and shit. But when that shit doesn't go how you idealized it, bro, just be happy with what you got. Happy with the insight you got, happy with the data you got, and go manipulate somebody else, dog. Like, for real. That experiment is over. You're pretty much just running a bunch of social experiments, bro. Like a real social experiment. Like, that's how I like to call it now, honestly. You're just running a social experiment for use, connection, data, insight for further manipulation. Be happy with your collecting, with your findings, like, and use it on the next person. Like, you don't need this shit to go perfect, dog. You feel me? You're not even being genuine with this person, and they're acting on a personality that's not genuine to you. And so you can't even get upset, you know what I'm saying, or be too attached, because they're not even attached to you. They're attached to this perception that you're giving them. So it's like they're not even like, they disrespected me, they were disrespecting me, like my people, when they were disrespecting me, and yeah, because I was manipulating the situation, they thought I was just hella like a kid, pretty much, like forgiving, understanding, fucking, I don't know, seeking guidance or some shit. That's who they disrespected. Because if they knew I even thought like this, you know what I'm saying, like, or I'm even speaking about it like this, or like the shit that I've done in genuine connections when I was genuinely disrespected and shit, like, they wouldn't have done that shit. But also, it wouldn't have lasted that long, and I wouldn't have gained this much insight. I wouldn't have gained that much use. You feel me? So they're really like disrespecting a perceived version of me that I was fabricating, that I was using to gain. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get attached to the experiment you're running. You can't get attached to a certain outcome that it might be going, because you're just giving off this perception that you're not like a pushover, but you're just like that you're just easygoing. You know what I'm saying? And if you're doing manipulation tactics, you're really not easygoing. You're actually like manipulative type shit. So it's not very easygoing. It's not an easygoing characteristic, bro. Yeah, this might be a short one, but like, you just can't get attached to the experiment or the fucking any outcome. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, the use is gonna run out, and then you get another experiment. Like, and you can go seeking experience if you want. I think that's some crazy shit, but you really should just let them come to you and gain as much as you can while it's going on, and then next time do better on the experiment that you choose, because you're just being, you can say you're just being fake, to be honest, but you're really just using social skills, and they're dealing with the fake you, pretty much. They're dealing with the social skills you. They're not dealing with the actual you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're at work and shit, and and you're just being overly kind, and, you know what I'm saying, and then they fucking fire you, and then you start throwing your hat and shit and say, fuck this. You look like you're tripping, because you probably do be tripping in real life, but you're at work and you never appeared this way. And they just fired you for no reason, because it's a company, because that's just what they fucking do. And now you look like you're tripping. But really, that's your normal baseline. but you were just faking it and manipulating the situation at work so much so you could get raises and fucking be cool with this guy. So you take your shift and shit, you look like you're fucking tripping. But that's the real you. But they don't know that's the real you because you was doing manipulation, social engineering. You feel me? Don't get attached to the outcome. Don't get attached to the experiments, gang. You get fuck yourself over. Like, and you just, it's like almost like you generated feelings about something, and then you were like upset that the other person wasn't willing to be like, it's retarded. It's like a loop that doesn't even make sense. You generated feelings for you, this person. You generated feelings that this other person has for you based on a perception you were giving them, and then they do something and then you get upset at how it ends, or like you don't want them to leave, or you want this experiment forever, you want to use this person forever again. Like, that don't even make sense. You feel me? Like, you weren't even being real, so they're not really fucking with the real you. They just did that to the fake you, and that's okay because it's an experiment, dog. If you're manipulating the shit, it's not a genuine connection. The fuck are you attached to? Type shit. Save yourself, gang. Like, that's what you're doing already, and then that's your fault if you get lost in the experiment too, for real. But yeah, that's on you. Oh God, I can't even tell you nothing about that. If you're manipulating somebody and you just fucking, you don't care about them, bro. So don't act like you care about the shit, for real. But short one.